The words of Takehiko made Charlie more or less surprised. First of all, he did not expect that Takehiko would know so much about Chinese culture. Secondly, he did not expect that Ito would mention the cycle of fate. He doesn't know whether the Japanese believe in feng shui or not, but now, the Japanese believe in fate at least. These words of Takehiko Ito seem to be nonsense, but they also contain a bit of truth. What he said was not a complete catch. After all, no one can say good about fate. He thought of the 100-year-old feng shui master he met in Waiterest Mountain in Eastcliff. That master relied on the deduction of the cycle of fate that finally met himself in Waiterest Mountain. It was also that he personally broke the fate of Dragon Shoal so that he could fly into the sky. That old gentleman must have a deeper understanding and perception of the fate cycle. It is a pity that the old master is on the other side of the ocean and may not have the opportunity to meet again in the future. Otherwise, he really wants to sit opposite him, sip tea, and have a long conversation. However, at this moment, Charlie suddenly thought of what Takehiko said. There is a cycle of fate, maybe in the future, he will meet the feng shui master again. By the same token, if you leave Tokyo or Japan today, you may come back someday in the future. Even if you don't come back, you should have the opportunity to meet Nanako again at a certain time and in a certain place. Thinking of this, Charlie sighed lightly and said to Takehiko Ito, "Mr. Ito, I think we should leave the future to the future. After all, neither you nor I can control our fate." Takehiko nodded and said earnestly, "Mr. Charlie, from today, the door of the Ito family will always be opened for you. In the future, the Ito family will replenish its energy and will not interact with any other overseas family or business. Cooperation, if one day, if you have enough ambitions and want to expand your horizons, the Ito family can cooperate with you unconditionally at any time." Charlie smiled and said, "Thank you Mr. Ito for your kindness, but I am a person with no ambitions, no schooling, no ambition and no ability, so let's leave it." In Charlie's view, although his attitude towards Takehiko had changed to a certain extent, it was not enough to let him put his guard down. Therefore, Charlie didn't want him to know his future plans. In fact, in Charlie's heart, he very much hopes to use JX Pharmaceutical to make the career snowball bigger and bigger. Because if he wants to avenge his parents, it is useless to rely solely on his personal strength. Not only his personal strength must be strong, but his economic strength is even more important. Otherwise, how could he be able to deal with a behemoth like the Su family alone? Among other things, just from the Su family's ability to cross the river with the raptors, and directly kill all the local Japanese snakes and the Matsumoto family, it is enough to see how strong this family is. This not only shows that the Su family has an astonishing number of top masters, but also shows that they are extremely mobile. Jufei and Ziyu have an accident in Japan, and they can immediately send a large number of masters. And it's not worse than the US military. If there is not enough strength, no one can single out such a family based on individual ability. Not to mention the combat power of dozens of hundreds of masters swarming, just the relatives and friends around, they are unable to protect. Therefore, Charlie knew very well that if he wanted to truly compete face-to-face with a family like the Su family in the future, he must have a strong comprehensive strength, and being brave is not enough. What's more, he hasn't been able to determine how much responsibility the Wade family will bear for the death of his parents. If the Wade family had a major responsibility that they could not shirk in the death of their parents, then he might face the two top families of the Su family and the Wade family in the future. Therefore, Charlie has decided that after returning to Orus Hill, he will keep a low profile and develop JX Pharmaceutical. Starting from JX Pharmaceutical, step by step, he will form his own business empire. Only in this way can he have the opportunity to sit face to face with the Su family and the Wade family, and even trample them under his feet. Takehiko didn't know Charlie's true identity, let alone what Charlie was thinking. Seeing that he seemed to be really ambitious, he couldn't help but persuade. "Mr. Charlie, you have JX Pharmaceutical as your foundation and cash in your hand. Why don't you spread your business? Take the current ocean transportation as an example. The vast majority of international oil and bulk trade logistics rely on shipping. Now the international economic situation is declining, and this is a good opportunity for bargain hunting. Furthermore, your country is with the best economic development momentum at present, and it also has the most complete industrial system. Export trade is rising year by year. China's demand for ocean transportation from all over the world will increase, and the prospects for ocean transportation will be even greater. For the vastness. If Mr. Charlie is willing to do it, you can start from the Chinese mainland. If you need to expand to Japan's port and shipping business, the Ito family will definitely cooperate with you. Even if it is your green leaf, I am willing.